team MVP. And now, Sky Temple, next map chosen by the A-team this time around.
As we head to the Sky Temple, let's see how we do. Starting off with RPG. Ban number 1. They fixed the show, by the way, showing that RPG did in fact pick the map at number 1, so we got it. Let's start off with a ban on Diablo. The A-team begin to focus Loktar, banning out Genji.
Genji, no longer falling into the hands of Loktar. And although he was able to play Genji in that last round, they couldn't make it a different outcome. Couldn't change the result about it. So now they're really trying to tackle Kaitu's tank pool here. Not only do they ban the Diablo, which has been the most picked warrior for Kaitu on the side of 18 by far, but they also probably have some intel, you know, on him playing Garrosh. Although, as casters who have casted many games, we know that in fact we haven't seen Kaitu on the hero like ever.
We've seen him on Muradin, and we've seen him on Diablo, and that's about it. And Tyrael, which they bat out themselves? Why are they tank choking themselves? Okay, Valyrian first pick. Okay, you gotta pick Muradin now, RPG, or A-team, because otherwise, I do not know what your plan is. Thank God.
All right. And now things could get a little dicey here. I mean, I understand the Tyrael pick in a way that they're like, okay, guys, so we're first pick, right? And they did us the pleasure. They did us the favor of banning 2 strong tanks already. We're going to ban a 3rd one, and then we're going to put them on the tank choke themselves. And C is a good tank player on the side of RPG, don't get me wrong, but what is really left for him to pick here? ETC? Stitches?
Tracer. We're going to see a chicken Tracer, which means our solo laner becomes a little bit more questionable here. Also, I have just done some research, and the A-team, as far as I can tell, have at least with Kaitu playing the tank, have a 0% win rate with Muradin.
Ah, they won today, though, in that first game.
They have a very low win percentage with Muradin.
That is correct.
They did it. Recovered, but yeah, excellent point. I forgot about that. So yeah, very interesting. So here we have Chicken on the Tracer, very likely. That's Sar or Loktar on Junkrat. Both are very capable of playing it. So this is going to be a solo tank comp. This is how they do it. It's very, unless it's Leoric, which is absolutely impossible.
They're banning even more tanks, Tetra. This is getting
it makes sense. RPG just ignored the tank. I don't know why they've let it go this far, really.
Here's what they
unless
do
they're
now.
Unless they're going to go Stitches. I mean, Johanna's... Oh, Johanna Muradin. I mean, that would have been smarter, actually. If the A-team had actually... If the A-team had actually banned Johanna and picked GTC. That would have been smart.
That could have worked for
sure. That's a solo lane. You can't exactly solo lane as Muradin or Johanna.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, now what would be the most sensible thing to do would be... Because they can't pick a tank away.
Wow.
This is not what I was going to say at all. I'm just going to leave what I was going to say in the bin, because it's not even close.
So, they banned out a lot of warriors, but with that Illidan being deployed, another warrior gets, you know, sort of into the mix, and that is Arthas. Now, mind you, in the previous series, the enemy team, Team Nut, they tried to do the exact same thing, and it got punished heavily. With a solo tank Arthas, you lack a lot of CC, like hard CC with stuns and stuff, and indeed, they pass on the Lich King, and they go for Johanna with the blinds.
And it's going to be a Thrall as well. That's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about the Thrall. I was thinking they were going to go mostly melee for starters. So I was already mostly ranged for starters and just a single tank for C. So I'm already slightly surprised. But is the Thrall the hero you want versus Illidan? It's not a matchup we see that often, as we see Phoenix as the final pick here.
Such heavy emphasis also for Kharazim in this series by A-team, right? They had it last game.
Yeah.
They're picking it again. We've seen it plenty of times also in the previous series. So, especially against Tracer, though, I feel Kharazim is so good. Not only because he packs quite the punch against the squishy Tracer HP pool, but also, once again, that Earth ally. It's so smart to basically shut down auto attack damage from Tracer, from Thrall. And I'm not going to lie to you, Tetra. I think A-team, they have a little bit of global pressure with that Illidan probably going for the hunt here in Sky Temple. They have good team fighting, once again, with Phoenix in the mix, Jaina in there as well for the slows. Guaranteed that synergy with the Purification Salvo. And I'm not sure if that solo tank Johanna Tracer combo will have enough threat potential to actually, you know, bench the A-team. What about you?
I mean, the pressure that the A-team have, Karazim, Illidan,
Yeah.
all these heroes who can just jump onto Chicken. For starters, I think that Chicken's build is going to be like one of the only times I'm going to say he should absolutely go for the build he usually does, aka the one with the leeching rounds. Because if he can survive to late game, then that's pretty good. That might actually let him sustain, assuming he can play around the evasion of Illidan and at least drain off Karazim instead. That I quite like. Other than that, I think this is very going to much come down to Junkrat for the disengage and how much damage output the role is actually going to be able to do, which I hope he picks Sundering.
Yeah, so are we going to see a Sundering to maybe keep the Illidan at bay, or are we going to see an Earthquake for Tracer to maybe find their target and deal a little bit of damage onto the slowed enemies? We're going to find out in a bit, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to Sky Temple with RPG on the left-hand side, Chicken on that Tracer, Malfurion getting played by MJ, Saw on that Junkrat, C's playing the Johanna, and we have the Thrall there as well.
Unlocked played by Loktar. A-team on the right, Jaina playing Jaina, Olele on Phoenix, Bruiser on Illidan, Saint Ukov on Karazim, and Kaitu playing the Muradin. So then, very interesting. We do see Saar back onto that Junkrat. This is one of the few ranged assassins we actually saw him play that we really did quite like, which means Loktar has been relegated to the melee assassin role, which is still quite cool. He did sort of side main that alongside. It was Grey main, a couple of arranged, and then maybe a few melee put in there for good measure as well. So interesting to see him on that role. Looks like he's going to be in the top lane for the moment, dueling against Illidan, but Illidan has reinforcements in the form of Phoenix.
He's got a buddy. Like in the previous game, we saw the double lane pressure actually on Dragonshire against Thrall as well, which is a funny deja vu here for sure. But unlike Team Nut, they're immediately sending reinforcements into this, right? Chicken actually now on babysitter duty. And look at Kaitu, man. He's trying to contest this scouting tower, and if Tracer ends up getting stunned and slowed all the while, Illidan will be there to hunt her down.
That could be a problem, but for now, we do see Jaina just cleaning up lanes very fast, and looks like Illidan's finally going to leave Thrall alone, which is fantastic news for Thrall, as we see a quick camp switch, a quick camp pick up for both teams, coming in here. Illidan, it's very rare you actually see Illidan arriving as help for a camp. So he's probably going to help with that for the speed and then rotate up to his Bruiser camp. He could do that on his own, but he's going to have Karazim for help, so it's going to be a 3 versus 2 Bruiser camp race here.
Exactly, which also means that, of course, the bottom rotation for RPG, the bottom lane is going to be a little weakened, which should normally allow Jaina to basically hold this lane, push it in a little bit without worrying about Tracer too much. You also saw her in the middle lane thanks to the minimap vision. So now, needs to be careful though. Tracer's already rotating. The warning should have come through. And Jaina's playing this very safe. I like it.
Yeah, this is exactly how you lane against Bruiser camps when there's no minion. Siege Giant camps when there's no minions already here. You stand closer to them than your own mercenaries are because they do target you. However, these shots are dodgeable, as you guys could see, those red circles. So you just keep moving, and that prevents the enemy mercenaries hitting yours while yours can hit theirs. If you're a heavy tank, you don't use your wave clear that effectively. You just do that and you're going to have an easier time. You can, in theory, clean at the same time if you feel confident.
Petra, there's going to be a mighty strong push coming in for the A-team. Not only do they have protection from the wizard minion, which reduces ability damage, but they also chunk down so many of those structures, 2 towers and the gate. Now, if the A-team were to actually maintain control over this top temple, they would most certainly destroy this fort, which already is a huge chunk of experience. They have vision. Chicken is walking right into it.
You can double blink.
Stormbolt a little too short.
It's a fully stacking Stormbolt build as well. Well, not Stormbolt build, that includes Sledgehammer, but it is the perfect Storm coming in at level 1 for Muradin, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of extra damage output there, assuming he can get those stacks. Loktar, speaking of stacks, has gone for, I believe that's the Stacking Wolf. Or is that the
that it is. That it is. So the more Frost Wolves you land without missing one, that's the big crucial point about it. The moment you miss one Feral Spirit, it's going to reset, but you need I think 7 or 8 charges. Then the mana cost and the cooldown reduction is going to be insane. 6. All right, there we go. Even easier then.
Yeah, Frost Wolf pack, and they are lost on death as well, which is quite fun. Or missing one. Yeah, so 2 different ways to fail this. Speaking of things lost on death, Untouchable coming in for Tracer.
Wow, going full timeless builds here, it almost seems. RPG likes their questing talents. They maintain control over that top temple, which is so important for them. So their own fort, unfortunately, though, had been destroyed earlier. So if only they had rotated a little faster. So once again, big momentum swing for the A team, not losing any structures themselves and killing top fort. Tracer in trouble, doesn't need to use recall, but still, Lele hammering those shots in.
Still eating a lot of hits, still pain, and Jaina has just been, once again, solo laning Jaina's. We still see it in HGC China every now and again for exactly this reason. It actually kind of gets value. Thrall with the follow through here, going for the extra little bit of crit. Yep. They do move forward, gets the root this time. So stacks are still acquired, able to drop some good damage onto Kaito, but it's not enough as in comes Bruiser. Looking to see if he can pick something up, realizes it's not working out and decides to leave. Stukov very deep thanks to that Junkrat concussion mine, but once again, also not in position to set up the kill. Loktar finishes his wolf, turns around, wrecks the Kharazim thanks to that Frostwolf fruit.
Already the Frostwolf pack has been completed for Loktar. In that team fight, he managed to get a couple of nice connections in there. And the moment I saw this Kharazim dash in, I was like, ooh, that is probably going to turn out quite badly for him. And that's exactly what happened there. Kharazim, as much damage as he can pack into those Radiant Dashes and the Iron Fist, it's sometimes really much more important to stay in the backline, especially when you can't secure the kill immediately. You're going to look like a goof. So A-team, though, losing a member. Not losing too much, though. They still secured the Siege Giant camp, so it should be fine. Kharazim is already back in the mix.
He is indeed. He's returning to his team, which will need him quite shortly, as we see Phoenix take a little bit of damage. Not so bad, as Illidan is 1v1ing up against Junkrat in the top lane. Junkrat causing some nice disruption. However, reinforcements, that will probably be the death of Sar.
Yeah. There's no way he can make it out alive. There we go. Steel Trap was cute, but in the end, it was not enough.
Yeah, not able to hold it, but nice little rotation picks up that kill. Makes the kill count 1-1 from the A-team with their structure advantage. They are going to hit level 10 first, which is why we're seeing RPG trying to make this push happen. But they're finally going to get zoned out, and that's going to stop the push happening, and the A-team will hit level 10 before the next objective is available. Well, it's already available, sorry, before the next objective is contested.
Superior Soaking coming in for the A-team, by the way. Although they lost a couple of members in the past, especially Stukov in that last team fight, they managed to get that sweet, sweet lead-in experience because they were able to deal more structural damage. And as you guys all know, in Sky Temple, structural damage is key. Now it looks like the RPG squad doesn't even try to invade the bottom temple, and as such, Chicken needs to be on the lookout, though. Bruiser and Murden, can they get that camp? I think they will be able to.
Yep, they zone away. Chicken there. Loktar was in position as well. Sundering is dropped very quickly, but immediate teleport out by Olele. The follow-up was not there. Hunt and dead. Bruiser doesn't even wait to finish off the Thrall there. He just immediately hunts, realizes his team will do it, and just dives on Malfurion. Love that.
Are they going for the boss immediately with that Illidan? Of course, they have insane clearing speed, but they should... Oh, that is a big blunder, actually. Illidan took so much damage from the stun, and he gets popped immediately, almost.
He survives. In comes the Riptide. Who is going to be the target? Let's say they're just going to blow it up onto Kaito with that avatar.
Stun?
He just dodges the boss stun. Boss still alive. Look at that. Look at that Junkrat mine as well. That gives them so much positioning. Are RPG going to try and steal this? The longer they wait, the more healing Illidan's going to get. Illidan is going to pour back to base, and then we'll be able to run back in. And it looks like they're just going to leash this boss.
Ooh, okay. Let's take a breather all, because that could have escalated very quickly. But yeah, if Illidan doesn't dive into the boss down there, they could have probably tried to actually force this fight. But with Illidan being so low, dropped down to pieces, they better didn't took that risk. And I think it was a smart move by the A-team overall. But RPG didn't go down without a fight. They stalled it out at least a little bit. Now Sa in the top lane tries to deal with that Merc camp.
They did. The A-team did what I absolutely hate on this map, and that's pulling the boss over to your side. It denies vision, but it gives your opponent's team such an easy engage angle. I hate that. You should always pull it over to your opponent's side.
Yeah, this way you zone them out, right, with the boss AoE stun.
Exactly. The boss itself zones them out. You don't even have to have your tank on the rough side of the boss. You can still have it on your side. Still be, if you're pulling back, you're still pulling back onto the boss point as opposed to into your own bush. It's so much riskier to take it on your own side.
All right, and with Tetcher being clearly upset about it, they're now taking easier objectives.
A little bit.
And blind just a little bit. No, good invade though. Good invasion by the A-team.
Yeah, they were able to steal that away. Immediately cleared up though by RPG, preventing that from putting on any extra push pressure. Right now, you can see RPG doesn't have any more kills than one, so far no stacks on untouchable. Roll already finished his Frostwolf pack, so he doesn't matter if he dies anymore. I believe that quest just remains completed.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be insane if you had to recomplete it all the time. In the meantime, an engagement goes down. The Sunder is huge, and Murden in trouble.
Twilight Dream, maybe a little bit overkill, but it's still damage. Salvo, good damage on the C, who actually got hit by the water elemental here. Chicken, he gets the recall, gets out, as now C is the only one in danger. He will drop, but that could have been a double kill, so it certainly could have been worse. Riptire coming in. Looks like they want to try and turn this round.
That they try. Ulele takes critical damage from that Riptire because his shields had already been broken, and that was actually so clutch. Chicken used his recall to dodge the hunt, but it was used too early, so Illidan actually followed him to the new location. Yeah. That was cool to see, but Tracer made it out alive after all. Nonetheless, Johanna not so lucky, and it looks like the A-team, after healing themselves up a little bit, they're now here to contest the second half of this shrine.
I like what RPG did. They played just super riskily there. They moved in as if they had all 4 members, but in fact, Junkrat was already on his way bot. Second that Riptide finished, Junkrat was rotating bot. The A-team rotated top, thinking it would be a 4v4 for a bit and didn't want to fight that. Instead, what they actually had was a situation where they could have taken a 4v3 while Junkrat was in bot lane. They just didn't know. They only worked it out after he showed.
And Tetcher, the hunt is ready again. Illidan was busy farming minions in the top lane, and that, of course, means he can lower the cooldown of his abilities, the hunt included. So he will now be ready to join the fray again. Kaitu's scouting at the perimeter, trying to see how many members he can find.
Who is prepared? Apparently no one. No, everyone is prepared. Illidan just rides down on a horse, as it looks like he's going to jump onto the point and just be used as the sustain tool here, as Muradin pops the avatar very quickly. Here comes the salvo. 3 members, immediate hunt, and MJ is wiped. Iceblock not used in time, actually, unless it was on cooldown. Stukov, Saint Ukov, sorry, drops super low. Bruiser drives onto Lockdown. Easy pickup, and this is clean. Even with Muradin going down, this is still incredibly one-sided. This Bruiser looks for Chicken. However, Johanna actually able to get the save there. It's still a 2-for-1.
Bruiser is easily becoming my new favorite Illidan player in China. Like, the way he plays it, the way he calculates and measures the risk that he needs to take and can get away with it is just immaculate. A touch of Hugo from the one, if you will, in those early 2017 league play days. So him riding down on his horse, only to realize, you know what, I can use the hunt mid-fight without, you know, coming from all over the map. It prevented Malfurion from escaping there as well, and the combo was perfect. So well done. Also, I want to highlight the support plays coming in from A-Team's Saint Ukov. Like, he escaped death so many times with saving Radiant dashes, baiting so many abilities being used onto him in the first place.
Very true. Completely agree there. He has been incredibly mobile, and that has kept his team alive potentially more times than they should have, because of the fact if he's alive, he can heal his team. Now then, Hunt still off cooldown again. Illidan still in top lane, just soaking experience. RPG scout the boss. See, it's not being done. It's very passive play by RPG right now because they can't really afford to move out, as level 16 is just around the corner for the A-team.
Yeah, this is a very comfortable spot for the A-team to sit in, right? They have a clear structural advantage. Top fort is still standing, so even if they were to split temples, yet again, RPG would only get the fort and maybe a little bit of damage on the secondary defenses lines, whereas A-team, especially in that top lane, which is currently pressured by a mercenary camp, if they can get that top temple, which is going to be activated soon next, they can actually maybe even threat a keep.
Double mercenary camp, that's going to be huge. It is. He finally joins his team to help clear that up, as they're now going to move in as 5. Johanna is not here for RPG. She's trying to get some XP, trying to get them towards that level 16. Nice pulling of one of the wizards over the wall. That's going to remove the spell shield. This is why the camps are so impactful in the first place. So Junkrat already setting his team up pretty good. Good job, Sar. Now then, C moving aggressively forward. Bless shield, sundering, focusing Illidan, trying to focus him down, but he tanks through. Salvo for the counter damage. Lockdown gets dropped very low, but MJ able to survive as well. Riptide for the counter, and that's going to force him to back up. C even survives the 7-sided strike.
Yeah, this is basically the perfect outcome for the A-team, right? They didn't lose Illidan, although he was chunked down low so hard. Now they can fall back, heal themselves up a little bit, and maybe even maintain control of that top temple, because they destroyed every single tower and the gate in the top lane before with that double Merc push. Illidan, though, has the hunt available, didn't use it last team fight. He's trying to reinforce his team after taking care of the bottom lane.
RPG begin taking this objective. Shot's going to be heading onto that top fort, as it is the only one left. All keeps surviving. RPG, they didn't take almost any keep damage with that, thanks to that pretty solid defense here. So the A-team begin to move into position, looking for their option. for their engage here. Once again, with the hunt available, they can choose their engage angles pretty consistently. They dive onto the backline with that Illidan, looking for Sar. As the seven-sided strike is split amongst the members here. Sar puts himself a little bit into a safer position. Riptide, not available yet. Johanna gets taken out very early, and that's going to be the A-team forcing the issue, and they will steal the remainder of the shots.
You could really see how Saw on that Junkrat was panicking a little bit. Like, he immediately popped all the cooldowns he had after that Illidan chased him down. He even had to concussion mine himself over the wall, which basically put his team into a weird spot where they were like scattered and split all over the place. And it was Johanna, who was the least mobile hero in that lineup, who had to pay the bill. The main tank falling immediately left RPG no means to actually continue the fight. And now with that man advantage, the team is trying to get more.
Sundering is burned, but it didn't get anything. Now Chicken's in trouble. He has stacks to protect. Salvo comes in. Chicken survives, and they do kill Muradin. Riptide does huge damage as well, but everyone else is able to pull back.
So Muradin ended up falling, which is a nice consolation prize for RPG, but hey, I think he even gave his life willingly because he bought enough time for Illidan to actually get some serious damage done through that top temple. Look at RPG. They're not even willing to contest this. They want to go boss.
It's smart. Junkrat's showing top. He's cleaning out a little bit, so we're going to see the quick boss race here with one of the main tools to even tank the boss for the A-team missing. It's very unlikely they'll be willing to dive. Hunt's available, though, so if they get vision, they might try, but they're going to be too late. No one's even trying to scout it. They're quite happy to take the keep and damage onto the second, but it's going to be a camp timing boss. Siege Giants, second Siege Giants. RPG are going to go for a Hail Mary play.
I think this is all in or nothing here. Go hard or go home. RPG, they're trying to make this work. They lost the top keep. Middle keep is almost destroyed as well.
Illidan should just go for core.
Yeah, they're banking everything in this. They need to make this happen. Double Merc camp, boss, everything is ready. Let's go.
Chicken's thinking about porting back. He's keep port delay, giving himself the opportunity. Illidan's showing. They're going to attempt this backdoor play. Who wins the race? There's a keep in the way is the issue. Illidan brought some minions. It's going to be Illidan starting to burn through that shield. Junkrat cleaning out the minions so that Illidan is alone here as the boss begins to burn down. Chicken survives thanks to that recall, keeping himself going. MJ needs to get the heal onto him. Boss dropping low. The shield dropping low. Junkrat is doing everything he can to delay this. This is all or nothing for the A-team, and Junkrat has cleaned up Illidan. It's a 4 versus 4 with the boss on this core to take game number 2.
Can they do it? It's a 4 versus 3 actually, because they also lost Phoenix. The A-team is crumbling under the pressure of RPG.
Noctar is completely unattended, burning it down. Chicken's at full health. They're doing everything they can. Good stuff by Muradin. They take down one. Looking for the second. Chicken is burning through. The Siege Giants are currently not focusing the core. Jada looking to turn around into Chicken. The core on 22%. MJ is keeping everyone topped up. Stukhov's doing everything he can. They get so many kills, but Chicken stays alive and is able to take down the core. RPG take game number 2.
So much pressure coming in there from RPG with that one Hail Mary bottom push, but also major kudos to Saw on that Junkrat. First of all, for reacting in time, defending the core, because otherwise they would have definitely lost it. Illidan is the best core racer, hands down, in the game. And him also then landing his abilities, right? The concussion mine, we didn't see it, but concussion mine or steel trap, some of those must have hit. Otherwise, Illidan would have not fallen this quickly.
Yeah, that was clutch. That was the correct play. And for starters, Illidan, it was the right move to do.
Yes.
If that had succeeded and he'd pulled back 2 members, that core push wouldn't have succeeded. If no one had come back, it would have succeeded. The correct move for RPG was to send back 1 person. They chose the right person. It's as simple as that. And Illidan, even with the minion wave assisting him, that got shut down because the person that RPG sent back to help, basically, was the person with the best wave clear. So the wind wave just got completely deleted, and then Junkrat has got enough abilities and auto attacks combined to just completely ruin Illidan.
Yeah, you know, you have... Junkrat is the Mayhem Master. He's got so many displacement tools, right? Dislocation tools that he can keep Illidan from the core a little bit. As you perfectly said, his auto attacks and the splash damage from the grenades deals with the minion waves very quickly. The catapults were not really a threat. And as it is, man, we didn't really see how Phoenix fell, I believe, because we were watching Illidan at that point in time. So maybe with Phoenix surviving just a little bit longer, they could have defended there, because it was getting very close there towards the end, wasn't it? But yeah, RPG, man, they tied out 1-1. It's pretty good stuff.
1-1 it is. Nicely done.